sure you're always watching, or you could miss it if they ever kiss. Those two wildflowers did what they had to do, and now they're free. And it's gonna be as wide as it can be, with no apology. Bonnie's Scalisi.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're looking live at the Wildflowers. I'm Mandy Jones, and next to me as always is...
Hi, Bonnie Scalisi. How are you, everyone?
How you doing, Bonnie?
I'm good. Oh, shit, what is with this? Keep messing up lately.
It has been
Okay.
a long time since I saw you. What you been up to?
Well, was it yesterday? No, Monday night. I was in the supermarket, and I'm with my daughter and my son, Brandon, and I see somebody who looks familiar. I look at him, and I was like, I said to my daughter, that's Jimmy Failure from Fox News. And my daughter doesn't watch any of this. So she's like, well, why would he be here? I'm like, I don't know. I go, maybe he's like one of these people like that looks like somebody, but it's not really him. So she goes, well, why don't you go up and ask him? So I went up to him and I go, are you Jimmy Failure? And he goes, yes. And then I was like, wow, it was like shock. I was in shock. So I was telling Alexis, he's like on every show on Fox News. Why is he at the Westbury Shop and Stop? I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to say hi to Bill Hansen. How are you? Your mom, Mary Underhill, is saying hello. My boyfriend is tuning in. And we're going to just plug a couple of things before we start. Do you want to talk about the G's Club show?
Yes. So we have December 5th coming up. Jesus Christmas right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
That's on December 5th. That's a free comedy show at G's Club in West Hempstead. If you just go onto my page after this, you'll see all the information for that event. It's a Monday night, and it's free, and we keep it to an hour and a half. And my sister's saying hello. Hi, Janelle. Bonnie, you want me to talk about Mr. Ziegler there?
Yes. So I'm trying to make my routine longer. And Terry McNeely is tuning in. He's saying Jimmy Failure grew up in Levittown. So I guess he didn't move if he's shopping at the Westbury Shop and Stop. He's probably still living in Westbury. But I know a lot of the same people he knows. My friend Maria, her husband is related to Jimmy, and our boys go on the same bus together. So he knows me through his friend. So anyway, your Bruno is saying hello. Your sister is saying hello, and I'm trying to get my routine to be longer because I was told to make my routine longer, and I took a lesson from a comedy genius, John Ziegler. I was with him on Monday, and he was like so amazing. He was going to sit with me for like we're going over 2 hours. I had to leave because of my boys. But I said to him, and Stevie GB is coming. I'm going to be in a show with Stevie GB at the Babylon Yacht Club. So I'm very, thank you, Stevie, for including me. That's one of the reasons I wanted to add to my set. I told Stevie I have 10 minutes, when honestly I have 7. So John Ziegler's getting me up to speed. So he is teaching comedy now. So we have his card here. And if you're a comic or you know somebody who wants to get better at their routine, just contact John.
516
John Ziegler.
287-6660, and it's Ziegler, Ziegler. John Ziegler, John with an H. John Ziegler Comedy.
Yeah,
.com.
He's amazing.
Or booking at johnzieglercomedy.com for his email. And also, if you haven't seen it yet, hilarious, his most recent special that he taped. He taped it at Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown. John Ziegler, if you go on YouTube, it's called Getting My Affairs in Order. So
yes, great. Cause
John Ziegler, Getting My Affairs in Order, hilarious, 45 minutes.
He's just as funny when you're working with him as he is on the stage. Felix is tuning in from Let's Eat Long Island. I love Felix. And I just wanted to plug one other show I'm in which I'm going to be testing my John Ziegler material if it's ready at G's Club and at the Shore House and Grill in Long Island, Tuesday, December 13th. It's a free show, just like the G's Club free show.
Awesome.
And there's a couple of good comics that I haven't seen in a while, so I'm excited to work with them. And so your mom's saying John is funny as hell.
Yes, I watched it and I sent it to everybody in my fucking family.
And I love how Felix calls us chicklets. I love that name. So is there anything else before?
No, I'm ready to bring this person on.
Okay, so our guest tonight is an amazing artist. He's also a tattoo artist. He's so freaking talented. I put up some of his work on my Facebook page, and people, not only were they commenting it on my page, but they were messaging me and saying all kinds of like amazing things. The very, very talented Rob White. Let's give it up for Rob. Woo!
Thank you guys so much. That was a beautiful introduction right there.
Welcome.
Very nice.
Thank you. So I met you recently. I knew of you, but I never met you until recently.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, it was kind of funny because I did meet you at least one time, and you didn't know it was me. And that was a
right.
funny. That was.
It was at Terry McNeely's roast.
You were like,
you were wearing like a wig.
I'm like, yeah, I was there. I was dressed up this. I used to do this comedy character, Beef Wellington, and it was a way to do comedy and be undercover because I was in the fire district as a commissioner for my fire department for a while. So doing politics, it was like you couldn't necessarily say certain things on stage and then try to go back to that office. And so yeah, when we did Terry McNeely's roast, I came back as that character, and you were like, I didn't see you there that night. I'm like, I saw you. I think I even said hi, and you were like,
Beef Wellington was there. It wasn't you.
That was one of the.
okay.
I normally don't like roasts. I don't like people making fun of other people, even when I'm not involved. But that was freaking
his
funny.
roast was great.
That was the funniest. I laughed so hard that I almost peed in my pants a couple of times. I had to keep running to the bathroom. Stevie GB says he remembers you.
Oh yeah, I love Stevie GB.
Stevie
He's
GB
great.
is awesome.
I haven't had a chance to work with him in recently. I'd like to again because he was so much fun. I did comedy back when I was in my early 30s, late 20s, early 30s, but then I took like a 10-year hiatus.
He said about 15 years ago.
Yeah. No, yeah, tons of shows over at the Comfort Inn and whatnot. Yeah. Fun guy.
That is cool. It's Peter Wolfinger, we've had him on. I love Peter. He just moved to Florida. He said Beef Wellington, the food is delicious.
Oh yeah, that's where I stole it from. You know what's crazy? Never ate it. Never had it my entire life. I want Beef Wellington.
I've never
had it.
No, I don't.
What is it?
What is?
It's like beef, like wrapped in like a dough, and I think there's like cheese or something in it. I don't know. My wife's watching.
I'm gonna have to
make
look one up.
Please. I love you. Make me Beef Wellington. That'd be a good.
It would
good
be her first
surprise.
time making it. Maybe you better order it from a restaurant.
She's good. She'll make it happen.
So how was everybody's Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was good. I went upstate to Glenn's aunt's house.
Oh, where upstate?
She lives in the same town. Red Hook is where he's from. Ate a lot.
Your sister said that Beef Wellington is a classy meal.
Okay.
Your
it's
sister
really
is a
good.
riot. I love your sister.
I don't know. It's like old English food or something. It just sounds like a portly gentleman that would I don't know, smoke a pipe and yell at kids. It fit the mold for what I needed.
So what was the first tattoo you ever did?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, how did you decide to become a tattoo
I
artist?
was forced into it. It's the
By the way,
craziest thing.
for those of you who don't know, he is a tattoo artist and has a business. So you want to talk about your business and where it's located first?
Sure, of course. Yeah, me and my wife, we both own a shop. She tattoos as well. The Black Duck Tattoo Company in Selden, New York, out here on Long Island. And I started at a young age. My dad is Cliff from Cliff's Tattoo, and he's been around since the 80s. He's had a shop out on the island here. He had like 5 at one time. So
Right,
it was
I remember
like a
that.
whole
Yeah,
thing.
hell yeah.
And so as a kid, I think it was 1993. It was New Year's Day, and my dad said, hey, what do you want to do today? I don't remember what his plans were originally, but quickly that turned into me and my sisters all going down to the tattoo shop and actually tattooing my dad. So
Oh my God, how
all
old
of us
were
did
you?
our initials.
14?
I was 13 at the time.
Oh my God.
My sister was 11 and my sister was 9.
Wow.
So yeah, crazy.
Wow.
And that was my first tattoo, 1993, and after that it was like what are you going to do this summer? Like, I don't know, I'm going to go on the internet. I heard all this stuff about, America Online and all that kind of stuff. We had just got a computer. That never happened. He pretty much shipped me off to the tattoo shop at 13. So from that, that year on forward, I've been in the shop, I've been tattooing. And
I definitely have a lot of questions about that, but
Oh,
a couple
yeah,
of people wanted to say something. First of all, Felix, he's a chef, so he was explaining that it's beef wrapped in pastry dough with diced mushrooms, a la Dlexel, whatever the heck that is. Bruno went into a whole explanation. Bruno, I'm not going to read all of that. Hi, Lou Prats, how are you? And Terry McNeely said, ask him to talk about the Sopranos story.
Oh, that's a long story.
I love the Sopranos, so it can't be bad.
No, it's a terrible story, and
A bad story?
I went in depth on this for about 15 minutes on the Winchell podcast. But yeah, it's a terrible story, okay? Because I've been tattooing my entire life, and tattooing has always been my mainstay. And I was doing comedy in my late 20s, early 30s, and I'd been going back and forth to the Ron and Fez show. There was an incident on the show where somebody needed to get tattooed, and I was in the shop. I was listening. I called the show, and next thing you know, I was on the Ron and Fez show. I had tattooed several times on the show. It was a great time. Everything worked out well. It was all just little rinky-dink stuff. You lost a bet, you got tattooed, and then one day I got the call. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the show. Do you remember? It was Opie and Anthony was on the same network. And,
Michael loves Opie and Anthony.
So O&A was on and earlier, and then Ron and Fez came on a little bit later. So when I got to work, it was 12 o'clock. We turned it on. So we kind of missed O&A. So it was all the Ron and Fez show. And I went on the Ron and Fez show, and I tattooed, like I said. And then one day they had called me. The guy Eastside Dave on the show lost a bet, and he had to get the Sopranos cast. Carmela, AJ, Meadow, and who am I missing? Oh, Tony, of course. Tattooed on his back, all four. I'd never done a portrait before in my life.
You mean wait, can I clarify?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You mean you were actually going to tattoo the real soprano actors?
No, I was going to tattoo a portrait of all four of them on this guy Eastside Dave's back. Who was a guy on the show.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, when you first started saying it, that's where I thought the story was going also.
Oh, no, yeah, that would be even crazy.
My boyfriend wants to know if you can tattoo his name on my butt.
Oh, yeah.
That ain't happening,
you
Michael.
You really want to get branded? No, you don't.
Well, Jews don't get tattoos, right?
Jews do not get.
That's
I am
defacing your
a
body.
virgin as far as tattoos go.
Sand it off when you go.
But honestly, it's because I'm afraid of pain, not because I'm Jewish.
Oh, it's not.
It's very painful. So you were doing this tattoo on air?
Okay, so yeah, I had tattooed on the air several times and I had a good rapport with the show. Like I even got to go and hang out on the show without being there to tattoo. It was fun. I got asked to do a portrait, 4 portraits. I'd never done one portrait in my life. I declined. I was like, I can't do this. I can't, And they just kept calling and badgering me. The producer, Earl, kept calling like, no, come on, just do it. I'm like, I've never done a portrait. None of my friends wanted to do it. Nobody wanted to do it. Finally, and I remember this, and they say maybe it didn't happen, but Eastside Dave, I remember him actually calling and saying, I don't even care what it looks like, just come in and do the portrait. And then you get that little voice in your head that's like,
don't do it.
Maybe I can do this. I can do this. And so I went in and I did these portraits on Eastside Dave's back, and they were the most horrendous tattoos I've ever done in my entire life. Which is the worst story you ever want to tell, right? Like I'm literally telling a story like where it's
like a comic bombing, but then they get good later on.
No, this bomb was like a nuclear bomb. I think it was so bad, the portraits. And I was like, okay, all right. This is before everybody had a cell phone camera, before everything was on the internet. So I was like, maybe it's not that bad. When I went home, because they were all good. Hey, it looks great. It looks wonderful. And I went home. I went on the message boards, and the message boards were just hundreds and hundreds of comments.
Oh my God.
Oh, the worst stuff I've ever heard.
Oh boy.
And I keep in mind, I'm a great tattooer. I don't do portraits. I don't tattoo portraits at this time. I'd never done one before. Why would I think this was a good idea? But in my head was like, if I go on the Ron and Fez show, then I keep going. I'm going to make it in comedy, and they're going to somehow that will help me.
Did it?
It did the exact opposite. I came home and I was so mortified.
Isn't there a saying? No publicity is bad publicity, or something like
this
that?
is true.
Well, see, everybody's getting publicity out of
Taz
this
is
except
saying,
for me.
yes, rip Pat. And hi, Graz. Graz is saying something about Pat just
Pat
passed.
from Menaki. Yeah, he was a guy who used to come on the show all the time. Yeah, he always used to call him Pat from Menaki. Yep.
What's
I remember that.
Menaki?
I think it's Jersey. I think it's a town in Jersey somewhere. And, but no, it got worse. Because now Opie and Anthony were on before them, and they all share the same studio.
Oh, boy.
So, I tried to just keep away from the radio, keep away from everything after this. I was, mortified. And especially when I saw the message boards. But I kept kind of tuning back in just to see every once in a while what was going on, and it got so bad. The one day I was like, all right, you know what, let me put on the Opie and Anthony show just to see, they're not going to talk about this. This is a month later, right? And I swear, I tuned in that day, and it was...
They're still talking about it?
It was Opie and Anthony. Not even... I did it on the Ron and Fez show. I didn't even do it on their show. That's how bad it was. It traveled to their show. It was Opie and Anthony were on there with Jim Norton. Patrice O'Neill was there. Bob Kelly was there. Kat Von D. And the whole subject was, how awful is this tattoo?
My God.
And I'm a huge fan of, Bob Kelly and Patrice. And I'm just
topic.
listening to them just roast me. They don't know my name.
Oh,
See,
my
here's the part about this.
They were just
Nobody
the
knows-
fucking horrible Sopranos tattoo
Right.
guy.
So I don't know if it's good or bad, but no one's ever been like, oh, Rob White on Long Island did this tattoo. No one's ever said that.
Right.
So I never got any of the credit for it, which is good. But it's also hugely famous. If you type in East Side Dave on Google, it just fills in shitty Sopranos tattoo, and you're like, wow, how did it know? Every couple of weeks to months since this happened back
Now after this, everybody who's watching
everyone's
that
gonna look this
I'm
up.
going to look this up. I've
no,
got to
I
see
mean-
it.
hot again.
So Terry McNeely is saying, but as far as Rob's strengths go in tattooing, he did a bunch of awesome tattoos on Tony Landauer.
See, look, he's so
Did you
nice.
do the bunny tattoo?
I did. Yeah.
I love that.
I tattooed.
Violet.
Oh, geez, what did I recently? I tattooed Tony a bunch of times. I tattooed Fat Jay. I tattooed people
I love Jay.
constantly. But this tattoo was really, really bad. But at the same time, I'm trying to get credit for it now because it's so many years later and it's funny. Because
It's like a growth for you. That was, you did it on the spotlight, on air, and that's really scary. Taz did artist paintings on air with Mandy, and it's hard to
But
do
they were
that
nice.
to produce on air.
they were nice.
Yeah, she's great.
What I did was
Taz's
so-
were good. I'm not saying
so
Taz's
bad,
weren't good.
Okay, you know the show Tattoo Nightmare, where they cover up tattoos?
Oh, yeah.
I'm inaugural episode number 1. I'm the first one they covered on the
my
show.
God, what is
that's
it
how
now?
bad it is. A big Celtic knot piece. The guy did a
Oh,
great
my
job.
God.
That's how bad this is. I watched a couple of clips.
I can't
from,
wait to see it.
Anthony Cumia has his own Compound Media
I just
podcast
met him
thing,
recently.
and he's
very nice.
I watched him. He had was it Tony Sciarippa from Sopranos on, and he's explaining to him. This is only a year ago how bad my tattoo was. It's and I'm
He's still talking about it.
and he says on the thing, he's like, every time somebody would come in the studio, actors and famous people, whatever, I would grab East Side Dave out. I'd make him show them the Sopranos portrait, and I'm like, Anthony Cumia, I need to come on the show and explain to you what happened because I feel like it's unfair that you've had so many laughs at my expense. And
Yes,
I never got
absolutely.
to explain what happened here. Yeah, terrible story. That's the very quick. But yeah, I mean, so many times it would
I'm
come
friends with
up.
Andrea. I'll have you on that show if you
Oh,
want.
I would just want him to
Andrea is
know.
friends with him, so she's my friend, so I'll get you on.
Oh, I'd love to just have that redemption. Hey, I'm an American traditional tattooer. That's what I do. I do old school style, your
Terry's
grandfather
laughing.
stuff. Yeah. Thanks,
Lou
Terry.
Pratt said, "I'm afraid of needles." I'm the same, Lou. I don't like needles. No tattoos for me. I'm bringing my body back to God the way I got it, except fatter.
Who said that?
Our friend Lou Pratt.
Oh,
Lou is the
yeah,
best.
Lou is
I
great.
love Lou.
And happy belated birthday, Lou. I saw it was
Yes,
your birthday
yes.
yesterday. I
Lou's
think.
always there.
I love
supporting the
Lou.
scene. He's on stage
Lou
or
is
in the
amazing.
audience. He's always there.
Have you
It's
ever refused a person or an idea for a tattoo?
Oh yeah, that's a great question.
Do you ever
No.
shape
I mean, if it's gonna
ideas?
be-
Talk somebody out of a
Crap.
tattoo?
If it's gonna be,
Are they drunk when they come in? They must be
bad
drunk.
area for it, I won't palm
Okay,
my
the
hand tattooed.
placing.
I'm not tattooing the palm of your hand. I'm not tattooing the side of your nutsack. I don't have the time for that.
Somebody,
asked about
somebody
that?
is okay with putting a needle to the side of their nutsack.
Well, you're
Have
not.
you seen this world that we live in?
Oh my!
Off topic. What's with the obsession with the eye. People tattooing the symbol of eyes.
Of an
I
eye.
think
Of
isn't
an eye.
Isn't that like supposed to be good juju? Like you get the bad juju
Well,
away from you.
I mean, the
Historically.
evil eye is when it's like the more
eye.
simple, but now people are doing like a realistic looking eye with
yeah,
no
yeah.
face around it. Like a lot of like younger like kids, like younger guys.
sure.
Like I
I
don't
feel
know
like
what
it's-
the obsession is.
It's always been like one of those kind of, I guess, for what do you want to call it? Like a good luck type talisman, or even like a scary thing. You think about it, like, you know, your mom would always say, I got eyes in the back of my head, so you know,
Right.
make sure. Or you do the whole evil eye is watching
Yeah.
you, God's eye is watching you. What, you know, so people put eyes all over the place to kind of be.
I just saw it a lot
know.
recently.
Oh my God. Taz goes, I want a tramp stamp of Kilroy was here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the little killer
Taz, be careful what you wish for.
fun.
Hi, Alan. How are you?
nice
I love Alan's stuff on Facebook. He cracks
Seen
me up.
him in years. He used to run a great show out at the Oysterman. I think that was in Sayville years ago. Hi, Alan.
Yeah, Alan's cool.
Wants
So
Barry
Lou said, I
Manilow.
changed my mind. I want Barry Manilow tattooed on my nutsack.
Yo, don't even start with Manilow.
I actually
Joe-
like Barry Manilow,
Yo,
so
McNeely's a Manilow fan too. Him and Gallo, they would just
it's beautiful music.
ride around listening to Barry. I don't know what's wrong with them.
Everybody
That
sings
seems
Barry
weird.
Manilow to me.
That those two, I would not think that they like Barry Manilow.
they-
That would be my last guess. Do you know somebody named Jack Prince?
Yeah, that's my friend. He's saying the little golden minion from you. I think he means for you, Mandy. You know, I watched the Minion movie the other night, and I had subtitles on, and it kept saying "speaking Mayonnaise" because that's their language, Mayonnaise. When they're like,
know that.
when they do their little like, I cannot do a minion talk. Minion.
So Cracker and Jack
Voice.
is saying, dropping in, happy holidays. Happy holidays to you, Cracker and Jack.
My Aunt Nora saying hello.
Aunt Nora, how are you?
There's a lot of good people in there.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
Can everyone please press the share button
Yeah,
and share
yeah.
the show right now?
Put it out
because like we want everybody to, if you ever were thinking about getting a tattoo, this is where you should go.
Well, after that story, I don't know. People.
Unless it's a
No, now you know what you're
Portrait.
doing.
You know what? Like, I still don't tattoo portraits, but I've been working on it with watercolor and painting and doing it with just regular art, and that's been going really well. So I'm enjoying it from that standpoint. But I'm never going to tattoo a portrait. No, that's a.
What is like the most you've done? Like the most. First of all, what's the most requested body part? And second of all, what's
It's probably
like
the tramp stamp.
Like,
Your,
it
your,
used to be.
your
Arm.
uncle,
Pretty
it's your
nice.
uncle. Jimmy Quinn is tuning in.
Oh,
Hey,
hey.
Jimmy.
It used to be.
Janelle says I would get a minion tat.
Lower back tattoos were popular when I was younger. That was a great.
You think
spot.
that's the most?
No, with the most.
You said
normal
popular like
spot.
Billy Geyer does it. Popular.
Popular.
That's a Billy Geyer
popular.
reference.
I was
Kids.
the janitor. Right?
So we all know
Letters
each
Tell
other's
you.
to Santa.
I was the janitor.
prayers
Hey, Joan
to
Krupiasher,
Jesus.
I love Joan. Joan is the best. Joan is the best. So that's a good question. Where do
Yeah.
most people get the stamp?
I
I,
mean,
would think it's where someone can't see it.
No, your most common tattoo areas are still like your arms and legs. You know, I think that's the most normal spots. Side of your top of your arm on there, that kind of sort of thing.
So
What
you could wear
designs?
a shirt. Like if you go
Yeah.
for a job interview, you could cover it up and
It
you
was
won't
just
have to
always
see
like
it.
you always saw the old guys. They had like one there, one there, one there, one there, and then that was it. It still got that.
So a couple of things. Your uncle is saying, "What's up with the face tattoos?" Yeah, why would anybody get a tattoo like Mike
Yeah.
Tyson on his face?
It's becoming so crazy. Tattooing now, like, tattooing sucks now. It really does. It used to be, like, if you got tattoos and they were visible when I was growing up, like, you had a lot, like, you did something, you know? You were scary, you were a biker, you were a soldier, a sailor, you did time in prison, you were a rock musician, you were a rapper. You had to be somebody. But now, you see a kid with, like, neck tattoos and his hands are tattooed, and you're like, what do you do? He's like, work for UPS. Like, what? How?
Yeah.
Why? If you're like people with their face tattooed, I mean that's crazy. I do this for a living, and I don't have my hands, and like people don't even think I do it. I got like one right here, and they're like, "Oh, it's your only visible one." Like, yeah,
It's like with
Keep it
plastic
low-key.
surgeons, this is like a kind of analogy, but sometimes I suck at analogies. So it's like the plastic surgeon, let's say the woman wants to get giant boobs,
Right.
and the plastic surgeon will be like, no, like that's not really appropriate. That's not, you'll regret it down the line. Have you
Sure.
ever said that to somebody about a tattoo?
Yeah, you try to forewarn them. You go, "Oh, you want your girl's name? That's great. That's the kiss of death. It's bad luck." You don't understand, bro. I love her. And I go, okay, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do this. Let's make it happen. Let's make it as permanent as possible. Because at a certain point, like, the world is full of idiots. It's idiocy everywhere. And so for me to try to prevent people from doing dumb shit is
Yeah, you know what?
impossible.
You're responsible for your dumb decisions.
I mean, I tell them, but people don't.
They don't listen.
People
don't listen.
The one thing I go through right now, and it drives me absolutely insane, is like someone will come in, they want something on their arm right here or their wrist, and they're like, but I want it facing me. And I go, yeah, but it's upside down. It's not upside down. It faces me. I'm like, you want a cross on your wrist, and it's upside down.
That's
to the
like
world.
a devil worship.
Yeah, so now you worship the devil, and they're like, no, but it's for me, and it's also for the devil. So, I don't know how. And I try to explain. I'm like, you wear your necklace, and your necklace faces out. Your T-shirt faces out, but you want everything facing you from right here. So now you know.
Here's another dumb analogy. I'm obsessed with the movie Mean Girls. So they go to the prom, and one of the dumb girls puts the first letter of her name. I don't even remember what her name is. The blonde. She puts like the P, and it's perfect in the mirror. And then when she turns around, the P is backwards. So it's like that kind of thing.
People don't get it. They don't understand.
She thinks it's perfect, and everybody sees a backwards P or whatever.
There's a lot of that going on.
So
in the world.
Terry was saying something to you. I lost it. He said, "Oh, I want to get Taz drawing of me tattooed on my. Oh, that's right there is no drawing. I'm not sure what Terry means by that.
Oh, he's saying he's just being a jerk to Taz. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get the picture you drew of me tattooed, and then he's like, oh, you never drew a picture of me.
Oh, Taz, you got to draw a picture of Terry.
Oh my God.
That we'll make that happen, Terry. Alan
says
tell
mirrors
Rob
are
to
confusing.
tattoo a mic on his chin. You can't hear him.
So is this too low? Should it be here?
Put it closer to your collar.
Is that better?
Bill Hansen said inner thigh.
Things in my hair just
Better.
totally
Just
Jimmy
stick it
Quinn
in my
said,
pocket.
I think in New York it's illegal to have mom tattooed on you. I don't think so.
That's what my dad always said he was going to get a tattoo of, and I was like, why? You're not a mom. I didn't get that it was for his mom. I was like young and retarded.
Jonathan Pendy
retarded,
said
that's
Rob
not a nice
warned me. Do you know Jonathan?
Pendle, yeah, I know Jonathan.
What
I've
did
him
he
about
get
many of his
tattooed?
tattoos.
Oh.
Oh yeah, but you can't at a certain point, you know. He gets band tattoos and stuff, you know. I'm like, are you always gonna love that band? I don't know.
You never know.
Whatever. Yeah. His Rammstein tattoo. I feel like I made fun of him while I was doing it too. I'm like, Rammstein of all bands? But hey, Jonathan, you love him, I guess,
It's a
right?
band that he likes?
Rammstein. They were like an electronica German kind of band. I don't know.
Well,
Weird.
Jonathan, do you still like that band? Because if
yeah,
you do,
he's like,
well,
you know,
then it's a good tattoo.
Yeah.
You know, if you hate the band now, then now you have to look at your tattoo for the rest of your life.
Oh yeah, and I'm a terrible I hate everything, you know. Not because I'm not full of hate. That sounds terrible to say. I'm just, you know, you ever
No,
love
you're the
something,
nicest guy. I
you
met
like,
you. I mean, you just are.
Aw.
In the comedy world, there's like, you know, a lot of not nice people. You are really nice.
I try to be genuine and nice.
Yeah.
It's because I love things, and that's why I hate so much. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I love things so much that when I see things doing like the wrong way, I'm like, oh.
My uncle's asking, do you do cover-ups?
I was just going to say that's a
yeah.
really good question,
Yeah, well,
Jimmy.
if you're gonna do a horrible Sopranos portrait, you better learn how to do cover.
Did that person ever cover that
Oh
tattoo
yeah, no,
up?
that was like I said. That was the first episode of the Nightmare.
Covering
Pillow
it up?
Show.
Like, we're gonna do this for free.
They covered it up. It's so funny. I'm like, cool. Well, it's gone, right? It's over. No, you still the internet, YouTube. I'll still. People will send me all the time. Oh, hey, this is like top 10 list of the worst tattoos ever done, and you're on there. I'm like, I appreciate it. That's great. It's just what I needed.
We won't do it unless you approve. Can we post that tattoo on
Oh
our
my God.
pages
And I want-
Oh my God,
and
let's get the
reference
link
this
going
show to
again.
that?
Yeah, I want
Because
redemption
now,
for this.
now I'm sure everybody wants to see that, but we'll also put your successful tattoos on there as well.
It's
Because that's what he does now, is successful
you
tattoos.
just ever want something so bad, and you're like, oh, I know I can do this. Tattoo is
Mandy, your step.
Lane.
I don't know what that means.
Little
so-
5 points. I don't know what little 5
Oh,
points
he
is.
means my stepdad.
Oh, okay.
Did his tattoo.
Okay.
That was
Okay.
before my stepdad. He retired his tattooing days.
Jennifer, I miss Jennifer.
Jen.
Yeah,
love you.
Jennifer and I are going through withdrawal because we used to do a mic. What did you call it? An open mic.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
An open mic for almost 4.5 years together.
Oh my God, once a week.
And then every Monday for almost 4.5 years, I saw Jennifer. And then the bar closed, Coasters in
Oh
the
yeah,
tavern.
yeah, okay.
So Jennifer's at a new place. Jennifer, what's the name of the place? Because I'm drawing a blank right now. Type it in. But
She tended bar there.
she's in a new place now.
Oh, I get it. I'm like, why can't you just go to the next mic? And I
Because
get
because
that
it's more of a
Yeah.
sports crowd.
It's her, and it's
And she's
I get it.
starting, you know, she can't like
Yeah.
she has to just, you know, I'm not going to discuss it on air, but it's a process. But we miss each other a lot, and we see Whiskey Reds in East Meadow. So I've been there a bunch of times, and Jennifer is going to be our guest in February.
Yes.
Because she's a heart trans recipient, and February is heart
Wait,
heart
she
trans.
has a heart from
Yes, when
Yeah,
she was a
yes.
teenager.
amazing.
Yeah, since she
Yeah.
was like 13.
She's
so like
one of my
25
favorite
years.
people on the planet.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Jennifer
Yes, we love
is-
you, Jen. She has an amazing story.
She has an amazing
yeah.
story, so she will be our guest in February. She requested February because it's heart transplant recipient month or something.
Yeah.
So
awareness or whatever.
we'll be
I
hearing
think it
a-
might
we'll-
just be
we'll hear
donor
all of
awareness
Jennifer's-
month or something.
Yeah, we'll,
Yeah.
we'll hear
It
her
was just
story.
in my head. I was like, man, more people
Oh,
should
I
donate
think
hearts. You know?
I think this he
But
put it
I
up.
don't think you can donate
Oh,
hearts.
God.
Is this it? Where he put it
No,
up?
no, that's I think his.
Oh,
he
no,
said
he's
his
saying
niece.
his daughter's was saying his daughter's an artist, so this is
Tattoos,
the
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
tattoo
Oh,
artist. It's just around 8 o'clock. Do you want to? We started a little thing where we have the guest
Would
read
you
the,
like to read our
ad
sponsor?
read?
Key and Teresa, I love them. They're the nicest
So this is
people.
totally on the
Fits.
Key
spot.
fits.
Yeah.
Key fits. Keys love jewelry and Keys cutlery. Did I do that right?
That's
Is that
Yes.
right? All right. Keys love jewelry. Stainless steel jewelry, all nickel and tarnish free. Keys cutlery, knives, swords, and self-defense equipment. Excellent quality for reasonable prices. And you can shop online at keyslovejewelry.com, or for knives, swords, and defense weapons, keyscutlery.com. And his new location is right down in Lake Grove. It's Retro Relics, 2860 Middle Country Road in Lake Grove, New York, 11755. Or you can give him a call at 631-379-1781. Key fits.
Perfect.
Fantastic!
It
Wow,
knows to
he
do
was
that.
he was not.
We just put him on the
prepped to
spot
do
with that.
ladies and gentlemen. That was fantastic.
Just did a show with him.
That was
too.
great.
I love Key
He
and
was
his
at,
wife. I love both of them.
It was a fun little shindig we did. So yeah,
And
she was there
their
too, Teresa.
shop
Yep,
is
yep.
really cool. I still haven't gotten there in person, but I did buy a taser, a pink taser.
Why,
So
why do you
they have a lot of interesting things
hate
there.
taser? Where you
I
wanna be,
like
Why
pink.
not?
feminine,
Is-
but you still want to like just electrocute.
Right,
Still
I
take
want to
somebody
be
down.
feminine, but I want to be able to zap somebody if they
Oh.
mess with me.
Oh, one time I took a taser when I was drunk. Check this out. This is hilarious. A friend of mine was knocking on the door. We just didn't feel like hanging out with him. He was just like, let me in, come in.
Oh,
And
no.
we just took the taser and put it on the doorknob. And I was like, door's open.
Home Alone.
Bam.
Oh,
He
my
was
God.
just lying in a pile of his own urine. Yeah.
But talking about being, you know, get a
So
tattoo,
bad.
you have to have, you know, you have to not be chicken. I'm
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of chicken. So I got that taser, and I have to admit it's still in the box. I've not taken it out
Do you
because
have it
I'm
here?
afraid. But my friend, when I went on a trip with her, she got me like this lipstick thing, which is really a taser also, but it's like it looks like a
Do you
lipstick.
think that could probably be bad? Like your lipstick / taser. You know, especially if you're like throwing them
See
back
if I
a little
can
bit.
find
Next
it.
thing you know, you just brah.
no. Terry says I maced myself when I was drunk on purpose. Terry,
Now I can't even find it.
Yeah,
See,
we're maces.
or did you try to mace somebody who was?
yeah, no, Terry, what kind of
Mace.
what
Put it on
kind
a steak.
what kind of container was it in?
We need-
Like
Were you just drunk and like losing a bet, or I need more information. He does hand a face, so I'm thinking he was voluntary.
What did he have, like a bottle of like?
Oh, here it is.
Whiskey base?
I
My
can't get
mom's
arrested for this, right? This is not from Keith's Cutlery, but my friend gave me this. Isn't this pretty? And all I have to do with this,
Looks like
it's
a
a keychain
grenade.
too. All I have to do is press the red button from here to there and spray it, and I will pepper spray anyone who's messing with me. Terry said it was facing the wrong way. Yeah, I really should try this outside and see which way it's I would probably
don't do
spray
that.
myself
That's
in the
a
face.
terrible
But
idea.
look how pretty it is.
It looks
I think
like
it's
a
so
little.
pretty.
It looks like a little grenade.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know.
When I went on a
Says
trip,
I was facing the
when I
wrong
went to
way. Oh my
Memphis,
God,
my
Terry.
best friend got it for all of us.
Oh, you were in Memphis. That's
Memphis to watch Elvis.
why. Elvis.
Your sister said press the red button.
Yeah, no.
We're not gonna do it now. We'll all like suffocate from there. She goes bah.
Well, no,
That's your older sister.
I know, it's a joke with my dad.
And Jennifer said we sprayed them when we were away and it burnt our. Oh, that's right.
Oh my
Anne
God.
tested it.
From another room.
Right, me and Jennifer went away for my best friend to see Elvis. It's a long story,
No,
but
he's dead, right?
but yes, but we
Okay.
went to see his mansion.
Oh, okay.
And
Making sure.
and Anne went to test it at the sink, right? So that thing I just showed you. She sprayed it at the sink, and then all of a sudden our throats started closing, and we were like, oh.
my
So we're like, well, now we know it works,
What did
right?
you do? Open the window?
No, we left that. It was a huge bed. What is that called? A Airbnb.
Yeah.
A B&B.
No, Airbnb.
Someone's
Airbnb. Airbnb that we rented.
Someone's house.
And
Oh, no.
we went to another room. So Felix said, Chicklets and Rob, have a good night. Oh, Felix, good night.
Actually,
I love
next
Felix.
week is the next show, Felix. We're
The
going
next
to
show
do December
is
7th.
Rob Rush from 94.3, The Shark.
Oh, the shark. Remember the
shark.
shark.
So my boyfriend said, good move carrying Mace through the airport and back to New York. Oh, yeah. I think that, I don't know if I should say this, pot's legal now, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
No one knows.
Just about. They treat it like
one
it.
of us had pot on them as we went through the airport. It wasn't me. I'm just going to say that. But I would not bring anything like that. Yeah, and that was in my pocketbook.
You gotta
And
try
I could have
things
gotten in trouble for
Tasers,
that.
pot.
Yeah.
They were heavy.
You
Packing.
got the pepper spray on the plane.
Yeah, nobody stopped me.
That's actually worse than having a knife.
Really?
Okay, well think about it. How many people can you stab on a plane?
It's
Like,
true.
I don't know. I'm not that quick. Maybe 4, right?
Yeah, you could
But
mace
how
a
many-
whole fucking room up.
You can't like crack a window.
All
on
of
a
us
plane.
had the mace, and they let us all through.
Oh my
And-
god. Because it looked like that, you think?
Yeah, if they
Yeah,
open the door
yeah.
up
Because
and
it
let
looks like a
air out
lipstick
for a minute,
case.
you're at
It look-
7,000 feet.
Yeah, it looks like a lipstick case. Yes.
So funny.
But yeah, we all went through, and I didn't think of it.
Oh my goodness. I know, I wouldn't know. I know. That's what the thing with vacations in different states.
That's why I don't travel
Because you
anywhere.
have the different laws and rules. Oh
Yeah.
my God! Imagine if it exploded like from pressure, and the whole plane, everyone's just crying like a batch of
That
bad
would be
tacos.
terrible. But the flights were on time because poor Jennifer had a history of like the flights messing up. So Janelle said, "It ain't liquid you getting on." What does that
If
mean?
it ain't liquid, you getting it on. She
Oh,
means like
okay.
any.
I get it.
Honestly, I had no idea until I flew with my dad and he had animal crackers, a sandwich. I was like, I thought because you're not allowed to have water, you're not allowed to have like
Right.
any drinks or any. He's like, no, you're allowed to have any. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, I had
ate
snacks.
the entire time.
I
We'll
bought
figure it out
snacks. I bought
eventually.
snacks. Now you
Stop.
were saying you had some comedy
I do.
yeah, what do you
coming
got?
up that you
I
wanted
do got
to plug.
stuff coming up. Oh!
You
Sound
need a
effects.
formal introduction.
Oh yeah, I got the second. I'm doing the Aragona Comedy Contest. At,
John
the
Butera.
Loft. Yep. John's got that going on. So I'm in the finals for that in Belmore at the Loft.
Is that on December 2nd?
That is December 2nd. Yes.
See,
Yes.
I was going to go to that, but I'm going to be going to see Joe DeVito that day.
Yeah, you probably
I got free tickets for
Me
that.
or Joe
so-
DeVito. I feel like I'm going to see Joe too.
I would have
He's
gone.
doing good these days. He's doing Fox and everything else now.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, Joe
But that's
DeVito.
going to be a great show. It's going to be packed because
Oh, yeah.
I know Patrick Dunn is on that. I love Patrick. Karen Margaret is on
Yep,
that. I
yep.
would have been there for them.
Joe Winchell's on that.
That's going to be a great
who else,
show.
Who else? I had the list
Did I see
written down, the
Janelle
hit list.
Hamster?
I'm not
think
sure.
Or was
so.
she
I'm
a
not
different
sure.
comedy
I think so.
contest? I thought I
If she
saw.
passed on, then it's this one.
Yeah, no, I
don't
think that was the
remember
one she was
who else
doing.
was on that. But that's coming up
Awesome,
there, and
hell
then like
yeah.
at the
Who, do you know who
Different
the judges are?
competition.
No, they didn't tell me, so I can't bribe them or anything.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
they
we would
do.
bribe them right now.
Can't
We would
have
tell
their
everybody.
legs
to-
broken.
I'm half want to win, but the other half is kind of looking forward to
remember
losing. Because I'm a two-time loser already. So I lost the Suffolk competition. I lost the New York City competition in the finals.
Now you're
so
going
if
to
I lose the
Nassau.
Nassau competition in the finals,
You're gonna get kicked out of the.
my credit sounds cooler. The 3-time loser of in all
okay.
counties.
Okay.
That's, I don't know. But then I got the loft. The Governors, the Giggle Room on the 4th. So that's coming
All
up
right,
too. So
December
ghosts.com,
4th?
Yeah.
Giggle Room.
it's a bunch of stuff. Go
Cool.
to my website.
Oh, what's your website?
I can say it, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
This is free.
www.whothefukisrobwhite.com.
Who the
I
fuck
love
is
that.
Rob White
That is
dot
good.
com?
We'll
And now,
update it.
is that only comedy, or is who the fuck is RobWhite.com going to get us to? Is it Black Duck?
Yeah, that's my tattoo shop. No, that's just a comedy landing page.
Okay, and what about for your art?
Yeah, that you could probably. I'd say if you follow my Instagram, is probably
Okay,
the best way because it's
Instagram.
all linked through into there.
Okay.
And my Instagram is the same thing. It's who the fuck is Rob White.
Who the
on
fuck is
Instagram.
Rob White? Is his handle?
It's an old, someone,
Yeah.
I did a comedy show in the very beginning of my career, and somebody was having a meltdown about all the new comics. You know how you get, who the hell are these new comics? Who are all these people? Who the fuck is Rob White? And then
And that's where you got the
Awesome.
name?
he's standing right
I
behind
love
you, and I was
that.
like, "Hi," and he's like, "I'm sorry, I'm just having a moment." I'm like, "Ah, it's funny."
It works.
Who the fuck am I? I don't know. And then, so,
That is a great way to come up with a
Yeah.
name. I love
I
that.
don't know if bookers would like that, but I made it so that it's either that or you can go to robwhitecomedy.com and it'll go there too.
And that's the more conservative
Yeah,
page.
so when you're like talking about I don't know.
I don't even have a comedy page. I'm just myself, and I don't care. It's just like that's my name. I didn't even know on Instagram you were not supposed to use your real name. Like everybody has these
Really?
pseudonyms.
Yeah, I always thought that was like you had to.
Most
I was
people
waiting for them
aren't.
to kick me off for mine because being.
I don't
whatever.
understand Instagram.
Yeah.
That's what the young people. Kevin Epstein is saying who he's joking.
It to be Mike White's. I don't know who Mike White is.
Better off
Mike
to
White?
be Mike White.
I don't know.
Mike
who
White.
Who the is Mike White?
Jennifer said that's a slogan itself. I'm just going to be myself. Yeah, that's the best that you can hope for is to be yourself. So does anybody want to? Are we up to an hour?
Just about. You got a couple minutes
Does anybody
left. We got
want to
time.
say anything? Can everyone please share the show? Press the share button right now because I forgot to share it to groups. I'll do that, after the fact. I'm just not good with this.
Anybody ever run out on a tattoo? Like hair
That's a great
finish?
question. I would
People
be the one
try.
that run out.
People try all the time.
Do you strap them down with like
outline?
like
sometimes you have to hold people down. I mean,
you
it's
strap
like,
them
a little
like
duct tape ain't gonna hurt anybody, but you have to finish it because people come. Oh, the outline looks great. Maybe I'll just leave the outline. I'm like, I know what it is. You're feeling a little pain and you're thinking you're gonna get out of it, but then you're gonna go somewhere and tell somebody a lie. You're gonna be like, oh no, this guy was hurting me, and he was drunk or whatever. I'm like, let me just finish it, and then you never have to lie about it. It's easier that way. Finish
you
it.
should just smack them and knock them out and finish the tattoo.
Days we used to do some
Kevin
crazy
Epstein said
stuff.
Jets back up QB. Is the Jets game on
No,
right
that's who
now?
Mike White is.
Oh,
No.
oh,
I was like,
okay.
who's Mike White? Like, yeah.
Okay, Mike
know
White
Mike
is
White.
when who are you talking about?
I still don't understand that, so you guys can explain it to me.
No,
on
when
the
we were
show.
saying who the fuck is Rob White, he says better off to be Mike White, and we said who is that? And now he's saying he's the
Oh.
Jets
That's a real,
quarterback.
of
or
course,
back.
it's a real person, right? Like there's so
Well,
so many people in the
this,
world.
I got like it's what sucks really terrible. I mean, and this is it's only one letter off from Ron White. So you can go right now on Google and type in Rob White comedy.
who's Ron
and it'll
White?
go to Ron White.
Oh, he's
all the time.
fantastic. He's
Who is
really,
Ron White?
Ron White?
Yeah, he's a famous comedian.
I don't know who Ron
Oh,
White
Ron
is.
White's hilarious. He was on the Blue Collar Comedy Tour for a while with Larry the Cable Guy and what's his face.
I'm
Jeff
very
Foxworthy.
I only
Okay.
know a
Oh,
few
man.
people.
But if you type
I'll
in,
send you some of
it's
his stuff. He's so funny.
All that ever comes up, even when I type my full name, comes up Ron White, and I'm like, that's not.
One letter off.
Yeah.
No.
Cracker
Right.
and Jack is saying, can someone post a link to Rob White? Mandy is very good at that
Yes,
stuff.
we could do
So
that.
Mandy's
would be
a
swell.
genius when it comes to like technology.
Yeah, I got the
can
Facebook and
do
the
that.
Instagram, and I want to go back to Friendster. Remember Friendster?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I'm going back. Back in the
was
day.
a little too young for that, but
What
I
is
remember it
Friendster?
was like
Before MySpace.
Yeah, before MySpace, it was
Yeah.
another like it was like the beginning of these
It was.
platforms,
My friend
like
Lauren
before
had me do
Facebook,
it, and then that was it.
before MySpace.
It's been on since then. Yeah.
And was Friendster mostly dating, or was it
Friendster
just
was-
like this, just
It
spread?
sounds very
I don't
happy.
think they knew what they were doing.
Okay.
Because Friendster was just kind of like, I don't know. I felt like
Was it
everyone-
messaging too?
Yeah, I feel like it was the same kind of thing as MySpace, just not as advanced.
Okay.
And then MySpace came around and revolutionized everything. Look at Dane Cook. Dane Cook used MySpace and created his whole career out of that.
How?
A lot of people don't know that that was his big thing. Yeah, because instead of going and getting drunk after the shows and whatever, he would go back and just go to MySpace and correspond with all his fans. So people like felt like they knew him. So when he'd go to like Boise, Idaho, there'd be 100 people at the club because he talked to them.
Okay. Wow.
And yeah, now imagine trying to do that with Facebook. You can't, but yeah.
They
it's,
say Kim Kardashian's the same way. Like people are like, "You're beautiful, Kim." She'll write you like, "You're welcome, thank you."
Write you
Like,
back.
you know, and in the beginning, people were like, "Oh my God!" Like she really is freaking,
Yeah.
you know, interacting.
it's crazy.
How you can
now you
use-
try to do that, you lose your mind. I forget to repost things. I was like, oh, I gotta repost this. You guys posted like 20 things, and I'm like, I gotta repost those.
No, if you
That's
have a
support the show.
tag, all you do is press the button. Mandy taught me that.
Oh, the share.
No, it's like if you're tagged in something, and you help me so that people can't just put stuff on your page.
Oh yeah,
Right, you have to
we
share.
shut
Yeah.
that shit
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
People putting stuff
No.
on Bonnie Scalisi's wall.
Yeah, so you can look at what people
funny.
tagged you and give it permission to go
Right,
on your wall,
right.
Right,
or
right.
you could ignore it or hide it, and that's a big thing because people start trying to sell like items on your page. Like,
Yeah,
where is this
tag
going?
me and 100
Where's
other
Chris?
people
Stop
with some
it.
like
Sunglasses,
religious,
you know?
like
Right.
long ass
leave
post.
me out of your stuff.
I agree. It's funny.
So Cracker said, "Tell Rob America apprenticed for 3 years under Russ Abbott."
Russ Abbott. Yeah, Russ Abbott.
Sandy
Okay.
Springs.
Yeah.
I have no
I
idea
know
what that
no,
means.
she tattoos down in. He has a link on there. I'll have to check it out. And but she apprenticed under Russ Abbott, who's a tattoo artist that I know that a lot of people know. That's cool. I'll have to check it on out. Yeah, and get my what do you call that? Network with people.
Yeah, there
It's
you
fun.
go.
I always try to do that. It's nice, That's why this is good. Thank you guys for having me on the show. By
Thank
the way,
you
too.
so
I do sincerely
much.
appreciate that.
Everybody, please share the show.
Share the
We
show.
got some more time, guys.
Oh, we do have
Only
more time.
48 minutes.
Oh, so we have 2 minutes?
No, 12 minutes.
Oh, I thought you were winding it down before when you asked
You
the
know
things.
what?
I'm still good
I
for
never
whatever,
know.
I'm kicking the chair.
Mandy's very good with
I said a couple more minutes when it was like 13 minutes.
Okay, so does anybody have questions about tattoos or comedy for Rob? Type it in. Cracker said share his link. We will later on. We're not going to do it right now.
Who is your I could try to do it now.
Yes, he has his own shop now. He was saying
Instagram would probably be the better one.
he
to
was
share.
saying his shop is in
Selden, New York. Yeah, out here.
and it's
Out
called
here
the
on Long
the
Island.
Black Duck.
The Black Duck Tattoo Company. Yeah.
Well,
It's named after an old boat.
just Google that, Long Island, and it'll come up.
Now, what about your other siblings? The three of you tattooed your dad.
Oh,
Did they
no.
become
Yeah.
tattoo
No, they
artists?
didn't.
Those were the only
No,
tattoos they
my
ever
sisters
did?
never took to it. My dad, of course, he still owns the shops and everything in Center Reach, right down the street from me.
Okay.
We're
And
like-
he's still tattoos,
Yeah,
no?
we're like, people think like we're enemies or something. I'm like, I get along better with him now than I've ever in my life.
That's awesome.
It's great because you know what? Now I understand some of the things he dealt with when I worked for him because I'm a boss. And I think he sort of understands, hey, what I did when I was there because I'm not there anymore. So we have a great
You have
relationship
appreciation
now.
for each other.
Oh, yeah.
Your sister said something that was really interesting. She asked me if I had hair extensions. This is my real hair. I just haven't cut it. But we were talking, three of
yes.
us were talking
yeah.
before the show started about I did get eyelash extensions, which they put like my eyelashes are I don't have to put on mascara because I went to a place and individually glued the eyelashes on. It doesn't hurt. And I was saying, I would not get a tattoo. And they were saying, what you did with the eyelashes, I would not do. But it's not painful to get eyelash extensions. But like a tattoo is very painful. So it's very interesting that your sister brought that up. So, no, this is my real hair. See, like I'm pulling it. It's my real hair. And, oh, look, Mandy already put it. Is that you?
Yeah, that's me. I threw it in there. Who the fuck is RobWhite.com
Awesome.
comedy link.
Hey, here we are.
I didn't even know my hair was that long.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's just interesting how everybody's threshold of pain is different. Because when you get your eyelashes done, there's no pain. You are laying there and you close your eyes and she just puts these eyelashes onto your eyelashes one by one.
So weird.
It takes about an hour. And I was just like laying there falling asleep. And a tattoo, you're like every needle that goes in. I mean, I haven't had one done, so I can't say. But I would think it's every needle that goes in is painful.
Yeah, but
No?
it's gonna just be. I mean, it hurts. You're right, but you know what? If I screw up, you get a bad Sopranos portrait. Okay. If the lady doing your eyes screws up the hot glue in your eye, and now your eyes glued together and you can't see, right? I mean, I'm sure it's not.
Sometimes I've had
Healthy.
some burning, but no.
Oh
My
my
boyfriend is
God.
still with the tattoo. My boyfriend is saying, Bonnie, if
Oh my
Rob
God.
uses small print, my name on your butt will not hurt.
And,
No.
Over in minutes.
I
It's over
am
in
not
minutes.
doing anything like that. I've seen so many right.
Cover-ups of names?
How many names of ex-girlfriends and boyfriends have you seen had to be covered
God.
up?
I've covered up portraits of people. Like, hey, let me.
Oh, like
portrait
somebody's
of my
name,
wife.
like a photo of them.
Yeah, like a guy had like.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big mistake.
Oh,
And
I
that's a
mean,
permanent
geez.
mistake.
Names and everything.
Jonathan Pendy said, "Pain is just weakness leaving the body." Something us tattoo heads say.
Yeah, it's true.
That is something that
it's good for you.
you know, I could do the same thing with a hammer. I could take a hammer and smash my
Yeah, but
my
what are you getting
hand.
out of it? You're not getting a broken hand. At least you get something cool. Like everybody's got scars. You're covered in scars since you're a kid. You fall off your bike and what have you through life. But at least
I do have
tattoos,
scars on my
you pick your
knees
tattoo scars. You know.
from falling down on my knees.
Yeah, when
I have
you were
scars,
a kid, you
but
hurt
that's like
yourself
a
and you
natural thing.
Right, but you didn't want that. Not,
No, and I
at
wish
no
I could
point in
cover
time
that
did you
up.
ever want that. But,
Can
but
you
tattoo,
cover
at least
up?
you want
Can
it.
you cover up?
Sure, you can.
Yeah.
It's a tattoo. You can
That
cover
used to be
scars
on,
with
not,
tattoo.
I never saw the show that you were on, but the other, what was it, Miami Ink?
Right. Okay.
But
yep.
people would have like scars that they weren't proud of, you know, they didn't like, and you know, from a surgery or something,
Yeah.
and then they'd like turn it into like the vein of a leaf or like
Yeah,
the
you could
freaking
make it
stem of a
work.
flower.
Get something
But
that
it
you want.
takes it takes the ink differently, right? The
It's
a scab,
weirdness.
not
It's
a.
like it rejects
Can
it
you see it?
sometimes.
Is that
or it
recent, or you have that
explodes under it.
forever? What is that?
I have fallen down lately a lot.
Oh, no.
Walking the boys on a walk, I just lose my balance. I fall
Ah.
down. My knees are falling. My autistic son helped me get up. I was like covered in blood,
funny.
and then people
jeez.
are making jokes about like I'm on my knees, and then, you know,
Oh my
it's
God,
like
people are fucking
course.
horrible.
Like,
I love
that's
you. I
not
don't mean to laugh
funny.
forever.
It's
The
not
low-hanging
funny.
fruit jokes.
I hope I never laugh.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Oh, Gina Conjeni Coffin. She said,
Gina.
I love that they do nipple tattoos now
Yes.
for
Yes.
breast cancer
Yeah,
patients.
with
And they look great.
Oh yeah. Oh, so
Try
that's
to
like
give some what's the word for it?
dignity,
Comfort back to
Confidence,
somebody?
yeah.
confidence.
I
That's
mean,
the
you
perfect
know, 'cause
word.
they-
Confidence.
Cosmetic surgeons can do a lot, but when they try to draw a nipple, I mean, they
Michael,
draw two circles.
stop
they don't,
it.
They don't understand how it works, so you need an artist at that point.
No,
And
that's
there are quite
good.
a few tattooers I know that are around. I can't remember the names off the top of my head. Who actually do it for free. They do them for free, like once a week, once a month. Yeah.
Free nipple tattoos.
Well, just because it's like
I
almost
get
like you want
it.
to do it, you know, because a lot of them have like family members who went through, and so it's like, you know what, let's give back and do it.
That's so sweet. And as you're saying something so sweet, Michael and
course.
Bill are being very naughty.
As the carpet burns.
They are not carpet burns,
Mike would
Michael.
know.
Oh my
And
God.
Bill Hansen said, "Put Bonnie's name on your junk." No, nothing
No.
permanent is going on any part of my body.
Oh, yeah,
That's it.
Just tattooing balls
Yeah.
and junk.
you were saying you work with some other mediums. What's your favorite like medium to work with?
Oh shoot! Out of everything, watercolor. Yeah, watercolor paint. I do a lot of like hand painted traditional style watercolor tattoo designs. That's always been popular, and trying lately to do portraits because
I
if you
saw
don't do something, you should try it.
Two of the ones you put on your wall were Don Rickles.
Oh yeah, Don
Oh,
Rickles.
he's
Yeah.
and Abba Costello.
Oh yeah, we
They
did
were
that little
freaking
bit.
amazing.
Costello, sure.
So
Thank you.
So, like, how do you decide who you're gonna do?
I just started doing comics because I was like, all right, I want to practice doing portraits.
Yeah.
And so I'm already doing stand-up comedy. Why not try to do those guys? You know, so I just went through the different comics that I could think of. You know, geez, I did George Carlin.
Oh wow, I haven't seen that one.
I did. This is a pretty funny story. I did Richard Pryor, right?
Ooh.
And so. First, I should start with the fact that I'm an idiot, and so a lot of times when I fill out paperwork and it asks your name, like Mr. or Mrs. or Doctor or whatever, I'll just write Captain because why not? So
Right.
I'm Captain Rob White on all this legal paperwork, and I don't know what happened, but at some point I started doing these portraits, and my sister was selling them on Etsy, and she puts the Richard Pryor one on there, and she calls me one day, she's like, I have bad news, like. We can't sell the Richard Pryor. Well, why? We have a cease and desist letter that comes through from Etsy, and it's from the family and estate of Richard Pryor that I can't sell his picture or paint his picture anymore because they own his likeness. But the funny thing is that when they wrote it to me, it's an official letter. It says to a Captain Robert White.
Oh my goodness, that's great.
From the Richard Pryor estate and family. And she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I'm not sorry. Print that out. I want to frame it next to the painting. Hang it up like even Richard Pryor's. So at least I'm getting better now, with portraiture.
No, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's
but
fun.
it's at all the different restrictions. You were mentioning our intro song, which our friend Bob Soleil did from Street Fighter.
Right.
The reason he did that was they kept banning our shows because Mandy would pick cool music to be our intro, and then Facebook would just basically ban our whole show because it was copyright music. Yeah. So we were like, you know what? Then we'll ask our friend to make us our own song, and then we don't have to be banned.
It worked out
Right?
so much better too. You got a cool like soul kind of what do they say it sounded like? Very
Like a
that,
Beatles
like that,
thing.
like that like yacht rock sound, and like like I don't know, the Christopher Cross and that 70s era of folk yacht rock, I don't know.
I
things-
never
Michael
heard of yacht
McDonald
rock.
and Christopher Cross and all that like sailing
Yeah,
stuff.
it's very
kinda-
calming music. Very calming.
Right. Yeah.
So thank you, everybody. Are we up? Are we?
Yeah, we can wrap this thing up.
Thank you, everybody. Can everyone please share the show?
And govs.com, what day did you say you're going to be at the Little Room?
The Little Room, the Giggle Room in Governors on the 4th, December 4th.
December 4th, and then December 5th, free comedy show, G's West Hempstead. Check out whothefuckisrobwhite.com, and then Who the Fuck is Rob White on Instagram.
On Instagram. Yeah, go to my Instagram.
And Bonnie, you got anything you want to say to these lovely people?
No, I think I said everything.
All right, we love you guys.
Again. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Share the show.
We'll be back on fucking December 7th.
December 7th. Is that next week or 2 weeks?
Yeah, next week.
Next week.
Next week.
Everybody come back, same bat time, same bat channel for Rob, the second Rob Rush from the Shark 94. Oh, that's it.
That's it. It said.
Do they?